little nervous for today. I don't know. We're not starting off good. This was supposed to be good. This was supposed to be one of the best palette launches of the year. This is what I've been looking forward to ever since I learned of its existence. So today, my order came in from Makeup by Mario. I ordered from Sephora the new Ethereal Eyes Nature palette. And if you've missed it over the last couple of years, these ethereal eye palettes have been my jam. They've been like every year my favorite palette of the year. So of course, I'm super stoked about this new one. Now, the order of events of how my process, right? Before I sat down to film this video, I filmed the swatches for this. That just made me a little worried. They were looking a bit lackluster, particularly the shimmers. So then I immediately threw some of the colors on my eyes, which I normally don't do at this point, and like, I'm still scared. I'm being dramatic, but like, I think there's a difference in the formula this year, which could be a good or a bad thing for you. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but anyways, it is now available. It has officially launched. Makeup by Mario launched his third Ethereal Eyes palette, this time inspired by nature. So it's a very earthy, toned palette, really beautiful, right up my alley if you know what a boring, basic bitch I am. So of course I was excited about this. So it's another neutrals palette, but listen, that's what I like. I don't care. That's what I like. So it's $69. You can pick it up at Sephora or the Makeup by Mario website. It is limited edition, just like the previous 2 years, you guys. These were also limited edition. So if you are dying for it, like, you can dilly-dally a little bit. You have some time, but you should get it before end of year. You know, maybe wait till the Sephora sale, that type of situation, but it is limited edition. And they keep it sweet and simple with the explanations, everything. There's 4 formulas: glossy shimmers, suede satins, suede mattes, and natural metallics, all inspired by nature. All in all, a very earthy, toned, neutral palette. I think that's all the details that you need. Let me take you to the swatches. I also did some comparisons, so you'll see why I'm in this trance right now. Here is the box that the palette is going to come in. Let's see, made in the USA and 12-month shelf life, and it also has a cute little Mario signature on here. The packaging is similar to the packaging in the Moonlit palette. So you'll notice with the original Ethereal Eyes, it's heavier, it's metal. The Moonlight palette, I guess it's more plastic. I'm not bothered by it. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic. But the packaging of this new nature palette is the same as the Moonlight palette. And then here on the back, we have the names, which, you know, Makeup by Mario doesn't do anything fancy with that. And here is the beautiful palette in front of natural lighting on my iPhone, which I think picks up the textures and the colors really, really well. So we have 4 different formulas in here: glossy shimmers, suede satins, suede mattes, and natural metallics. I'm loving the green tones in here. I love how earthy this palette is. Let's get right into the swatching. We have a satin cream, so it's that satin formula, shimmering peach champagne, shimmering taupe, and a matte warm beige. Okay, there's a little bit of glitter in that satin shade. I would say it's not really satiny. It's more matte with glitters in it, but like this one here is definitely a matte. Pretty dry on those shimmering swatches, no? Then we have a matte dusty rose, a shimmering rose gold, shimmering rose olive, shimmering golden olive, excuse me, and a matte camel brown. Okay, hopefully these shimmers give us a little bit more. I don't know, guys. I'm a little underwhelmed by these shimmer swatches. The mattes are feeling nice, but I don't know. Matte, neutral medium brown, shimmering golden brown, metallic bronze, and a matte mahogany. That's how these are looking. Okay, let's see. The mattes I think are swatching nice. These shimmers, they're kind of dry. They're not giving much. I don't know. Overall though, you can see it does have those beautiful warm earthy tones, leaning more warm, but not too warm like orange or anything like that. But you can see some warmth in this palette, but it's a beautiful earthy tone selection of colors. I do have concerns about these shimmer swatches though. I will say swatches don't always mean that the application and stuff is going to be bad. The application is the most important part. You know how I feel about Viseart shadows? They swatch terribly but apply beautifully. So hopefully that's going to be the case here. I knew you guys would want to see a comparison between the Nature versus the original Ethereal eyes. And with them both being pretty neutral palettes, there definitely are some similar shades. Top swatches are the new Nature. Bottom swatches are somewhat close shades that I could find with the original palette. You guys, the formula of the old one felt better to me. The mattes felt more buttery and creamy, and I don't know if you can see, the shimmers are just giving more on this older palette. The glitters are a little bit more sparkly. They felt more creamy. Some of them had more base pigment to them. These ones this year feel thin and dry, and I'm a little bit worried. Oh no, I don't know. This formula just doesn't seem as nice as it once was. So we'll see with application, but I think the swatches here are telling the whole story. I don't know. So upon further investigation of those swatches, I did a few more comparisons of just some shimmers between the palettes and the mattes. I don't know. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get them on the eyes. And like I said, I did immediately after filming those have to put them on my eyes anyways to see what we were working with. The mattes are fine. The mattes are good. They really are. So take a closer look at the colors with the HD camera now. You can kind of see how everything is sitting in pan, the different formulations. I'm gonna do 2 looks today so we can test as much of the palette as possible. First things first, I want to do a look with these greens. We have to. So I'm just gonna start off, I think, with this shade right here. I love that there's no names to these palettes because I hate naming shades and remembering them. So just pointing is the way to go about it. But we have this nice beige shade, has a little bit of yellow in there. I'm just going to put that all over the crease. Very beautiful. And while this formula mattes wise seems a little bit drier, less creamy, less pigmented, I actually think it makes it a little bit easier to work with. Maybe a little bit less fallout we'll get from this as well. So when I played with this earlier, no problems with the mattes. So I do think there is a subtle difference in this matte formula, but I don't think it was for the worse at all. I think it's fine. Also gonna run this along my lower lash. Then we're gonna go in with this one. If you've seen my TikTok review already, this is kind of the look that I did, but I'm doing it a lot less chaotic, pretty much, with a lot less fear. I actually want this to look nice. You see, all of these mattes are working out so beautiful. They're super soft, very easy to blend, very easy to build, very happy. And then we're gonna go in with the deepest chocolate shade. And this palette would be beautiful if you put the mattes all over the eyelid and then use the shimmers over top. But I want you to see how these shimmers lay on the eyelid. So I've decided we're actually gonna make it a little bit more smoky. So I've just gotten a little bit more of that deep dark chocolate brown in this palette, and I'm just gonna actually bring some of that depth in a little bit farther, and then we'll smoke it out a little bit. Let's add some dramatics here, but The layering of these mattes is absolutely gorgeous. And I love the matte selections in here. So we're fans of the mattes. Very basic. Definitely you're going to find some similar shades in his other palettes. So it's not that it's unique. This palette's not unique. We know that. This is just for the neutral lovers, and we're going to accept it as that. At least I am. But yeah, not unique. You already have these shades. This to no shock to you. And now let's see how these greens are. So I'm going to start off with this kind of taupey green on the inner half. So this is his sparkly lid topper formula that really made this brand popular, was unique at the time when it launched especially. It has minimal fallout, it's very, very fine, and this is what it looks like. It's taking some building up, and just like with the swatches, these are less sparkly. They're more thin and a little bit more dulled down, if you ask me, than some of the older palettes, which are a little bit more flaky, so they actually can be a little bit more messy, but they have more sparkle effect. And the name of this palette is an ethereal palette, and with these shimmers having less of that sparkle effect, I think it makes it less ethereal-like. But that might be a good thing for you. So now we're going into like the more true green, and I want to show you that next to it. It's still very pretty. So that's one thing. I'm making a big huff about this, but like, how beautiful is that? I just know what we're starting with. I know what the starting point was with the other palettes. Had we gotten this as the first palette, maybe I would have had a lot less to say. But it's still pretty. It's still a little sparkly, but it's just different. And hopefully my swatches did enough justice so that you could see what I was talking about. But is the look still pretty? Of course it is. Of course it is. But I do find I have to really layer it up and take my time using my finger and really work it in, because they're not adhering to the lid super easily. It's not difficult, but I am having to take my time. I'm just taking that darkest shade. I'm just using that as liner because this is the perfect liner shade. I mean, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous smoky eye. Very pretty, but I don't know if you can see. It's just like the shimmers are having problems adhering to the eyelid, which is easily fixed with a little bit of glitter glue, wetting your brush a little bit. But I want to use these shadows for this price point without having to go in and fix things, if you will. So that's why I'm just gonna take this, I guess, beigey. It's supposed to be a satin, but it's like a matte with some glitter in it that kind of goes away, so it's basically a matte shade. Okay, so that's going to be the first look. It's very beautiful. So now for this side of the eye, I think we'll go a little bit more beigey, especially with these shimmers right here that I want to play with. Maybe a little bit more light and bright. So I'm going to start off with this shade, which has a little bit of pink in it. I'm just going to pop that in my crease as a shadow shade. I haven't used this one yet. I do love the tones of the mattes in here so much. I think they're so gorgeous. Okay. And then we'll do just a little extra hint of depth with this shade because I like it in the outer corner. Now, I don't think you're getting a ton of versatility with looks in this palette, even from what I noticed from looking on his website with the looks that he creates, but you kind of know in the ballpark when you look at this palette, these sort of looks that you're gonna get. And they're all very neutral. Like, this is as spicy as it can get with the greens, or you can add some more warmth with that cranberry shade. But a lot of these shimmers are gonna read pretty similar on the eyelid, which is how I felt with the older palettes, but I just loved them so much I didn't mind that. But that's just the thing with his palettes, which does decrease that value. Now this is the shimmer that I felt like had the most base to it. So let's keep this the outer half of the lid. Again, it's needing built up. Beautiful nonetheless. Then let's see about this one right here, which feels very lid toppery, very, very sheer. I mean, this is a very pretty, simple, everyday brown eye, but I don't know if you can see, I feel like these are getting hard panned already, which happens with the older palettes as well. That's just something to note. And I'm just gonna run this brown that we used again along the lower lash. This is missing a true metallic white bright champagne. I just feel like I need that to finish off the looks. Okay, using that darkest matte chocolate brown. For some liner, let me throw on some lashes. Okay, I've collected my thoughts. I've calmed down a bit. The looks are cute. I just popped on a little bit of mascara. I'm just imagining, okay, when I do my makeup, another day with like one full look with some lashes and some dramatic liner, some brown smoky under eye. Oh, I could do a look with this palette. Okay, I'm gonna blame the pregnancy hormones. I was a bit dramatic there in the beginning, okay? It's not the end of the world, I promise you. I still stand by, if the reason you love the first two palettes was for that really sparkly, lid topper, wet, ethereal finish, these are dulled down. 100%. They're different. Now, I don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't know if they changed the formula because materials are expensive, ingredients are expensive, and they wanted to cut costs. But I don't know also because it's a nature-themed palette, so maybe that was intentional. Maybe they had felt like they had done enough of the glimmers and wanted something a bit more toned down. It depends how you look at it. And I know some of you said you don't even really like the sparkles, so this actually is a better match for you. So it depends who you are, what you are. If you really did like the glitters, just know it's a bit different. It's a bit more toned down. And for myself, I do find that to be a bit disappointing. That said, I think that the mattes are really easy to use, very blendable, very buildable. I think they're amazing quality. And the shimmers to me aren't extremely impressive. Pretty, it doesn't matter. Like, it's a very pretty palette. You're going to get pretty looks, but I do find them to be a bit thin and a bit dry and needed to be built up a bit more. Otherwise, they look pretty sheer on the eyelid, which is just, I don't jive with that. So I don't love this palette as much this year. Time will tell how much I actually end up using it, because at the end of the day, I really do like these tones, so I can see myself ending up grabbing for it anyways. But as a makeup reviewer, as somebody who is literally required to be picky and give you all the facts, this is not the best quality, in my opinion, that the brand has done when it comes to these shimmers. Something's a little off, something's a little different, but depending on how you operate and your preferences, that might be a good thing. I think that this color story is gorgeous. I love the tones here. It's not anything that hasn't been done before. Even within his own line, you definitely have some similar shades to what is in here, but the palette as a whole, there's not a lot of palettes being launched anymore. I think this is a very gorgeous neutral palette. So that's my thought on that. Sorry for being so dramatic. I was appalled in the beginning. I was. It's a pretty palette, so I'm not as bent up about it anymore, but wanted to give you guys the facts out there. It is an expensive palette, so I do want to let you know. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and found it helpful. As always, make sure you are subscribed to my channel, because I will be continuing to be doing looks with this palette, doing more looks, seeing what I can get out of it, seeing how time is going to tell if I actually end up reaching for this and enjoying it. Because a lot of times, even if I'm not impressed at first, sometimes I just end up wearing it a lot. So we'll see about that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below about this palette. Are you disappointed? Are you excited? I want to hear all about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one. It's delicious.